So I had another question regarding Lilith. In a way, it's an honest question, but at the same time, the way it was presented is just like, now you kind of maybe know why it's not happening. But anyway, how do I know that Lilith will work with me? Because I don't want to waste my time if she doesn't want to work with me. Well, for one, you just shot yourself in the foot. That's not how you go towards working with an entity like that. In fact, now you pretty much just made it known to her that she can just be all, you think I'm a waste of time? Okay. No. No. You said I'm a waste of time. I'm going to waste your time, and I don't even want to be around. That's how she's going to respond to that. In fact, why would you even put it that way? If you want to work towards an entity, don't you think maybe you would rather make effort or put in work to figure out how you can earn the entity's trust, or, you know, basic astral relations 101 over here. So, some possible indications for those of you who have the common sense to not, say unnecessary BS, set it that hole under your nose. Here are a few ways that I can say possibly may indicate that Lilith may have a more possible chance of working with you. She may be more favorable towards you. She may be much more simple to work with some of these things. But also at the same time, you got to keep in mind, any astral you interact with is just like any other basic human-to-human relationship. It's not that difficult. You just treat it as another person. Then again, that's common sense. So, the first indication is that if you look at your astrology chart, you'll see the symbol for what is called Black Moon Lilith, I believe. There's three: Dark Moon, Black Moon, and Asteroid Lilith. But the one that's most commonly used, I believe, is the Black Moon, and this is what the symbol looks like. That's right where my finger's at. Next to where Saturn's symbol is. Right there-ish. The one that has like a cross and then a moon on the top of it, that is Black Moon Lilith's symbol. And what does that got to do with it? Well, besides the fact that, oh, well, it's named after her. The Black Moon Lilith symbol is actually a mathematical point in the sky. It's not a real planet. It's a shadow planet like the nodes of the moon. And it has its own significance. I'm not going to get too much into that, but if you guys like me to explain what it is, because it is a very complex place or entity placement in the lovely astrological sky. It is very complex. It isn't simple, and it can't be all like this to this. Yeah, it's very fine-tuned and whatnot. So, that being said, if you have Black Moon Lilith in your ascendant, that can be said that her being is a driving force in your life. Therefore, she has a big part to play in your life. So you can take that as a sign, as she is probably more than likely going to call you one of hers, and when you have Lilith call you hers, not only will she be there for you all the time, but if something happens to you or you're in danger, she will flip. And I have Lilith in the Ascendant. Don't think I get special privileges because I'm not like that. Next, if you also have Say for an example, you have Lilith in the 4th house. The 4th house of mother, home, sense of conveniency and comfort. Lilith in the 4th house of mother, or with the moon, that shows that you have Lilith as a divine mother figure or a protective figure. If you hear the noise in the background, don't mind it because I cannot do anything about it, but deal with it. That being said, Lilith in the 4th house, that also has potential for it too. But at the same time, you can also say also in the 10th house, if you have Lilith there, if that can possibly show that you have to pay back your, or do some kind of work towards expanding society into understanding Lilith or teaching about Lilith. That is also another indication that she is more than likely going to come to you and say, "Dearie, you're going to have to teach these people over here who are stupid. They need a upside the head." That's one way. And that's pretty much all the astrology things I have for now. Another way is that you're just minding your own business and all of a sudden she just comes to you. And that's what happened to me. And when she comes to you, it kind of depends. Because each time she appears, each person's unique. But at least for me, the minute that I first had real contact with the real one, not the construct, because I've interacted with construct Lilith before. It's kind of a nuisance with them. But the real Lilith will just appear, and you'll know, because it'll be like a something just really hot and spicy just popped up like that. And yeah, I sweated. One, deal with it. And at least with me, she appeared in mind's eye and was only there for like a second or two. But having the clairaudience, I believe that's how you pronounce it, I was actually able to hear what she was saying to me. I'm not going to share it because that ain't none of your business, but usually if an entity pops up to you, comes towards you, and they put a thought in your mind, or you hear a voice that's not familiar, and if it kind of implies like, here, dearie, let me come in and here, let me help you put guys on a leash. Let me give you a hand with that. That's another indication. But also at the same time, if you just keep getting pulled to her for no reason, just like, oh, I'm getting pulled to Lilith, I can't stop going towards her. What's the deal here? That's another indication. Nah, you can technically also say if you're more on a specific path, like if you're left-handed or right-handed, and if you keep getting pulled towards that direction. But then again, this is coming from a mindset who has been on both sides, and I'm neutral. Like, okay, left hand, right hand, okay. Okay, if you guys want to have your thing, go for it. I'm right in the middle. I'm worried about myself. That's it. And Lilith pops up. Okay, another entity that I work with and interact with, just because, you know, it's deemed, how do I put this? Like, she's deemed like, oh, she's profane. Well, if you're just insulting something because it doesn't do what you want it to do, that's not profane. That's self-respect. But say if you're working on the left-handed side, and if you have worked with it for a while, and you've keep getting drawn to Lilith in that way, then that's another indication. But at the same time, if you're on the right-handed side, and if you keep encountering Lilith coming towards you, it'd be like, dearie, I need to tell you something. And if you keep trying to shun her, she's not going to stop. She's like, you need some weapon. Come here. You're on the wrong side. As an example. She may not do that. I don't know. I can't speak for her, but that's a sign that possibly... Other than that, that pretty much just about does it. I mean, the other way you can also make an attempt is if you actually research her yourself. Yep, research her. I'm not going to tell you how to do everything because that's lazy. And if you're going to work with Lilith, put it this way. Think of Lilith as the most popular, attractive, and everybody's favorite friend in high school, and everybody is trying to hang out with her and get her attention. She's walking down one of those, I don't even remember what those are called, halls. Like a, crap, I'm losing my train of thought. I'm trying to remember what those are called, but like H hall and stuff like that, like specific halls for classes. She's walking down one of those, right in the hallway, and everybody's trying to get her attention, and she's just, oh, you're cute, aren't you? Yeah, okay, I'm moving forward. Yeah, hi, I'm not interested. Think of it that way. You're trying to get her attention, and you're really wanting to make it be impressed to her. You're trying to impress her. Because if you put in the effort, she'll just come naturally. And she'll know if you're like, what are you doing over here? Oh, are you making something? What is it? Oh, that looks nice. Who's that for? Me? Oh, stop. And that's how she operates. She sometimes just wanders in, just looks, and then goes away. And then as soon as you think you're going to take a break, she just pops up and goes, oh, look at this. Isn't this sweet? Who's this for? That's how she is. She comes out of nowhere. Gotta always remember, she is an entity that is free, and she does what she likes. You can't restrict her. And that is, I can't stress that enough too. Don't restrict her. Don't even try to, because the minute you try, you're in deep doo-doo. Ask Adam. But when you put in the effort, and if you're consistent about it, more than likely, she will actually come to you and actually ask you, so what's the deal with you being nice to me all of a sudden? Is there something you want from me, or what are you trying to do? Are you trying to boozy me? Oh, you're sweet. Or she may even just flat out ask you, so what are you wanting me to do? You never know what she's going to do. Because she is also pretty much the, I don't even know a correct word to even describe it, kind of like a maven, which is like a, kind of like a one who is pretty much like a master at something, like the maven of seduction. Like, yeah. If you can actually demonstrate that to her, also, like what she has dominion over, seduction, if you can actually demonstrate that well too, she'll be like, I'm impressed. You actually know what I'm good at. But something needs to change. Or even when you're like taking steps to interact with her and invest towards her, well, it doesn't say in the rule book you can't also seduce her. Get creative, but be mindful. And remember, seduction isn't being suggestive or vulgar. No. That's trashy. Lilith isn't trashy. Sure, of course, if she wants to dress in suggestive clothing, that's her choice. But that's not the concept of seduction. It makes your mind wander. Makes your imagination go. That is seduction. And if you are able to demonstrate that to her, well, not only will she be impressed, but there's also a likelihood that you'll gain a lot of respect from her because you're putting in an effort towards her. But again, at the core of it, sometimes she may see all you've done and just go, you're really sweet, but nah. Sorry, dearie. I'm not interested. But thank you, though. Toodaloo. She may just say, stop. I don't want anything to do with you. Sorry, dearie. Skedaddle. She may just say that, and then there's your answer. But again, I'm going to stress it one last time. If you're going to be wanting to invest towards her, please don't have that mindset of wasting my time. Don't do that. That's a no-no. Because, again, you just shot yourself in the foot. Don't ever think that just because if you put effort towards an entity and then all that effort goes to waste. No. In fact, all that effort you put into it, you've expanded your knowing of an entity, and at the same time, you've actually learned how to get the idea on how to offer to an entity, interact with a specific kind of entity, because she is a unique entity. The true one, not the construct, because the construct ones all act the same. Baneful, malefic, and have the intention of causing havoc. That's their intention. That's all they know how to do. True Lilith is like, you do you, and that's how it's going to be. You do you, and I don't care if an old guy with a beard says, "You lay down!" Or what, old man? Why don't you lay down and have your back break? But I believe that is all that I can think of at the current moment. And if anybody else has any ways that you can possibly say that Lilith may... there may be indications that Lilith may work with someone, just plop them below. And if you, like what I said at the very beginning, if you'd like me to cover how, at least how I like to read the Black Moon Lilith in astrology, let me know, because the way that I read it is different than the norm people of astrology. I read it completely different, with some minor similarities, but at the same time, I'm just like, do you guys not read the myth? And like from other cultures where she's referenced from, read them all, then make your thing. But that is for this video, and see you guys in the next one.